The foreclosure happened on a Thursday. I remember that detail because Thursdays used to feel productive. Midweek momentum, numbers stabilizing, decisions stacking neatly into progress. By noon, my office keys were no longer mine, my accounts were frozen, and the building manager avoided eye contact like I had become something contagious. Business collapses don't sound like explosions, they sound like paperwork. By evening, the house followed. There is something deeply unnatural about standing in your own living room while strangers discuss timelines for your departure. The walls don't move, the furniture doesn't protest. Everything remains obediently still while your life is reduced to logistics. I packed a suitcase with the precision of someone pretending this was temporary. It's strange what you choose to save when you think dignity is still negotiable. My son's place was across town. A newer neighborhood, cleaner streets, the kind of development brochures describe with words like community and security. I sat in my car for a full minute before knocking, rehearsing a tone that would sound calm, reasonable, unthreatening. He opened the door already tense. Not hostile, just bracing. "Day." That single word carried an apology he hadn't yet spoken. "I just need a few days," I said. "Until I sort things out." He glanced back into the house. Reflex, then the careful exhale. "Dad, my wife isn't comfortable having you here." No accusation. No defensiveness, just the soft bureaucratic language of domestic diplomacy. Comfortable, such a harmless word. I nodded almost immediately, surprising both of us. "I understand." And I did. That was the worst part. Because understanding leaves no room for anger. That night, I slept in my car. There is a particular kind of silence that only exists inside a parked vehicle after midnight. The world doesn't disappear. It simply continues at a distance you no longer belong to. Passing headlights briefly illuminate your reflection in the windshield, a tired man occupying borrowed space in his own story. Humiliation is rarely loud, it's mostly cold. Morning arrived stiff and unceremonious. My neck ached, my thoughts thick and directionless. I drove without intention, eventually parking near a small cafe I couldn't afford but needed for its restroom and illusion of normalcy. That's when my phone rang, an unfamiliar number. I nearly ignored it. "Mr. Rao." The voice was precise, measured. "Yes, my name is Bennett. I am calling on behalf of Mr. Arvind Malhotra." The name landed with unexpected weight. Even in financial ruin, some names retain their gravity. "I'm sorry," I said cautiously. "There must be a mistake." "There is no mistake, sir." A pause. "Mr. Malhotra has requested to see you." Confusion arrived first, then suspicion. "I don't know Mr. Malhotra." "Yes," Bennett replied calmly. "He is aware of that." Something in my chest tightened. My employer is finalizing his will. The words were delivered without theatrical emphasis. "His condition is limited." I leaned back against the seat. "Why would he want to see me?" Another brief pause. "I believe he prefers to explain that personally. The estate was less a house than an ecosystem of wealth. Gates, gardens, the quiet choreography of staff moving with discreet efficiency. Nothing excessive, nothing loud, power expressed through control rather than display." Bennett met me at the entrance. Polite, neutral. Inside, the air carried the sterile stillness of managed decline. Machines hummed softly beside the bed. Arvind Malhotra did not resemble the photographs I remembered from magazines. Illness had reduced him to something startlingly fragile, yet his eyes remained unsettlingly alert. He studied me for a long moment. "You look disappointed," he said. The voice was thin but sharp. "Confused." A faint smile. "Good. Confusion is honest." Silence stretched. Then, "Do you know why you're here?" "No. Because," he said, adjusting slightly against the pillows, "I owe my life to a man who believed he had done nothing important." My breath stalled. 23 years earlier, a roadside accident. Rain, twisted metal, a young stranger trapped inside a crushed sedan. I had pulled him out before the fuel ignited. An event I had long filed away under things decent people do. I stared at him, recognition arriving slowly, impossibly. "You." "Yes," No drama, no swelling music, just fact. I spent decades building empires, he continued, acquiring, negotiating, expanding. His gaze did not leave mine. And yet, the most consequential decision in my life was made by a bankrupt shop owner who stopped his car in the rain. Shop owner. Not hero. Not savior, just the smallest version of who I had once been. I searched for you, he said quietly. Not to repay you. A pause. But to confirm something. What? That worth, he replied, is rarely visible at the moment it is exercised. The room felt unnaturally still. I don't need your money, I said, the words emerging more defensively than intended. I know. Another faint smile. That is precisely why you qualify. When I left the estate, nothing outwardly dramatic had changed. My bank account remained empty, my house still gone, my son still distant. But something far less tangible had shifted. For the first time since the collapse, my reflection in the car window did not look like a man erased by failure. Only a man temporarily misplaced. Worth, it seemed, had never been tied to ownership. Only timing, and timing, unlike fortune, has a habit of rearranging itself when least expected.